What I tell you about Deebo Samuel? What I tell you?
That he was going to get traded?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you said he should go to Baltimore and he was out of here. That's what you said.
That'd be a good fit.
Excuse me. First blush of all that stuff coming out, it was these days, everybody's saying I want out and getting out in the NFL.
That's true.
Back in, years 1 through like 18 of NFL Network, which is in year 19, it was pretty much too bad.
Yep. Tag.
That was it. Too bad. Tag, you're it. And you got to stay here, or we as an organization don't revisit contracts now. That's our stance. That's our history. We don't revisit contracts at this point of your career. Sorry. We only make those exceptions for a quarterback in year like 10 or year whatever. We don't do that sort of thing. So my first initial thought was like, Deebo's going to get out. And, Jets would be a good spot. And I mentioned the Ravens would be incredible too. But after a day of that conversation, just for what's and giggles, I'm like, they're not going to get rid of. I mean, why would they trade him? Why would they trade Deebo Samuel? Why would they do that? Certainly, from what I was sensing and hearing, it's about business and money and something along those lines, as well as respect. Respect can be paid.
Can it?
Yes. You pay respect. You earn it, but you can pay it too. And that's what also can translate that sort of thing, is the cash. So, yeah, the minute that we got through, I think, the first 15 picks of that draft on Thursday night, I'm like, that's it. I was right. They're not trading him. They're not trading him for a low first rounder when they could add a 10 and others. They're not doing that. And they're not trading him now either, because you don't know what picks they are. Let's just say the Jets decide, you know what? Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore and Corey Davis and Braxton Berrios and everyone else that's there, not enough. Let's add Deebo too. Let's do it. Let's now dig into future draft capital to go trade for Deebo Samuel. Or you're the Ravens. You know what? We didn't come away with, we lost Hollywood Brown. We didn't come away with all that much in the draft at the wide receiver position or anything else. I think they drafted a couple tight ends too. Now we'll go for Deebo now. We had the 14th overall pick. We'll give you a first-round pick next year and whatever. Niners will be like, that's going to be worse than 10 and 14, respectively, we think. You're going to improve well enough where you're not going to be 10 and 14 in the same draft next year. We have no idea. Why are we making that trade now? So what happens? John Lynch went on KNBR, a radio station up there in the Bay Area. I think it's on a podcast version of this show. At least that's what I saw. A version of this conversation. This is what John Lynch had to say. I think it was Tom Tolbert he was telling us to.
I don't think they're insurmountable. I think we can find a way to resolution, and we're hopeful for that because, we know what he's been to this organization. 36th pick in 2019, and he's been so good on and off the field, and obviously a tremendous player. But I just he's one of my favorite players I've ever watched because the spirit. I don't know how else to say it. The spirit with which he plays, and I've talked about it before. Will and skill, and he brings it all. And I think it's really first of all, it's really effective. Second of all, I think the way he plays inspires people around him. So he makes us better. I think we make him better, and we're hopeful that we get everything right and that we're rolling forward.
Okay, this is what's going to happen. If I had to guess, it's a combination of everything. Okay, combination of living outside of San Jose, great town, great spot. Maybe not for him. Maybe there's not enough a heartbeat there for Deebo.
Perhaps.
Okay, so he's not living up in the Bay Area. I mean, they're down in Santa Clara and down by
they're close to
San Jose,
right?
So maybe that's just not his speed. Maybe, doesn't want to be used at the running back position as much as he's been. Right?
Keep those carries down.
Right? Maybe the offer, the whatever monetary offer at first didn't suit him. And maybe something got said at some point during the season by somebody in the organization. Who knows? Could be the coach, could be whatever. Didn't sit well with him. Put it all together, and he's just like, yeah, this sucks. I just saw what Davante Adams did. I just saw what Tyreek did. I just saw what they got. I want that. I want more than that. I should get more than that. I deserve more than that. I want out. And the Niners said, old school. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. And I don't blame him. One of one. That's a unicorn. And at some point, when everything settles down, because the thing that Lynch also said on this podcast is like, I'm not talking publicly about the why. Doesn't help. Meaning something happened that has made Deebo very sensitive. Let it lie. Don't say anything in public, except we want him. We love him. Or as Shanahan said, we were disappointed to hear that he wants out. And at some point, it's all going to calm down. Okay? Maybe he doesn't show up for an organized team activity he's supposed to be at. Leaving it up to the Niners, the thorny issue of do they fine him? Do they make that public? Does anything become public? All of that stuff. He's not there. But right before maybe training camp, maybe later this month, maybe early in June, maybe we all go to the French Laundry. Oh. I don't know if Deebo likes the wine or whatever.
I'll go.
A little wine, a little dine.
Hey, let's
figurative or literal.
Let's work this out.
You know what I mean?
Offer you can't refuse.
Yeah,
exactly.
Little laundry, little French Laundry. Go up there to Napa, something. I don't know. Maybe or we go to a spot where we fly to him, wherever he's happy. Go to his happy place and make his bank account the happiest place on planet Earth. With a conversation from coach to wide receiver. We love you. We're gonna have a. You hear about a pitch count? We'll have a run count. We'll have a leg count. So we've got handoff count. What do you want? What's the number? What do you think? Sometimes it'll be above that, but we'll be mindful.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll be mindful.
3, 4,
we'll be mindful.
Carry,
Sometimes we might need 6. Yeah. Sometimes we might need 7. But that's what you're about, man. Yeah. That's what we feed off of as a team, as an organization. We love you, Deebo. You know what? That's 2 commas. That's 8 zeros.
A lot of zeros.
That's a lot of zeros. A lot of zeros. A lot of zeros. How about, on average, your run count, half the number of zeros in your contract? What about that? 4? 8 zeros, 4 runs. 1 dotted line. Here we go.
We can talk.
Boom.
Yeah, we can talk.
Sold, right?
Sold.
Did I just settle it?
Should we FaceTime Deebo right now?
Yeah. I don't have his number.
Yeah.
I have everyone else's.
Shoot.
But, right? I think this is the way it's going to go.
Wouldn't you say that that's more the issue, though, the money than the carries?
I have no earthly idea. I think
Chris said he doesn't want to run the ball as much, but I thought, a real playmaker, a baller is going to want the rock every time they get it. But that compensation, he
didn't get it as much in the NFC Championship game. I think it is a combination of everything. All right, so I run it here, but when the chips are down, I don't run it. Right. And plus, where I'm living right now, it's not my favorite. Right? Yeah. Davante gets to live in Vegas, and Tyreek gets to live in South Beach, and I'm sitting here, the restaurants are closing at 10. And then the money you offered was that. Yeah. And then what you said to me in week whatever was that. And I've been just sitting here thinking about it. I don't want to do it. Well, the draft is come and gone. That was it. That's it. Because why would the Niners trade him now? For a draft choice that could be as bad as 20th overall, 25th overall?
Not doing it now. Yeah.
When you knew you had 10, maybe, from the Jets? That's my sense of it right now.
I'm looking at best restaurants in San Jose.
I'm sure they're great.
Do you know the way?
I'm sure they're great. They're very good. Wow, look at you. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.